Our software vendor has an implementation partner that we think does everything that you, Avero, does for us. Why do we need you? So this vendor is bringing in not only their product, and a lot of vendors work this way. They'll sell you the product, but they won't implement it for you. So these products now need a third-party implementation team that can come in and configure products for you, set up your workflows, your security, your backups, your SaaS environment, all of that. So there's the software vendor, there's an implementation team. So why do you need Avero? Why do you need project managers, consultants to also be in the mix? There's a key distinction between the roles and responsibilities of the vendor and the implementation team and someone like us who's the project manager team. The most important one is that the implementation consultant does not do what we do. They will manage their own processes. They will tell you what to do. They'll tell you what homework to do. They'll tell you what data they need from your team. They'll ask you questions on how you want the system configured. But more often than not, they're not going to help you think through why you want the system configured a certain way. So you might end up in a process or a situation where the implementation consultant says, hey, we just did this for another city. We have the templates. Why don't you just do it the way your neighboring city did it? It may work for most clients and it may work for other industries, but local government and quasi-government agencies are very unique. That every agency needs a certain thing that is not what the other clients are wanting or have used. So the implementation consultants are going to take the data that you give them and configure your system. They'll set it up, they'll put your users in place, they'll give you security accesses, and they will make sure that the system's secure and it works. But they're not going to do the legwork behind getting them the data, thinking through business processes, and keeping all of your internal resources on track. So the software vendor will sell you the product. The implementation consultant will come in and say, okay, now that you have the product, we're going to set it up for you. And it's your responsibility, city, county, whatever public entity you might be, to organize your resources, gather your own data, think through your business processes, get your own requirements. And there's a lot of homework that's involved in doing all of those things. And if you're a larger county, let's say you have a large school system or a sheriff's office, you're going to spend so much time just coordinating resources and getting people to agree on things, make policy changes, and keeping track of all of these things requires a project manager, requires a consultant team like ours that can help you think through how things interface, how the school system's supposed to interface with general ledger, how the sheriff's office operates with the general ledger, and gather all of that data and then hand it off to the implementation consultant, who will then simply take all of that data that we work so hard on getting through the decisions and putting down the business processes. They're going to take all of that and then configure it into your system. So no, implementation consultants don't do what we do. They do a very small subset of what a software vendor should be doing for you, but won't be doing. That's why we need third-party implementation consultants. Very different roles. And if you go back and look at the videos where we talk about implementation roles, this is a critical role, but it's not something that replaces what Avero can do for you.